Hey everyone, welcome back with Beano Mac, where today we're going to finish the Intercontinental title league. We've gone on here for a lot longer than I expected to, and yeah, we're going to take care of this, today, no matter how long the video takes. I usually like to try and do 20-minute videos, but we might go a little long if we get any freaking goddamn tag gauntlet matches and stuff like that. You know, the game's pretty unpredictable. We could also get screwed over with some handicap matches, but you know, it's been going on for too long. Time to put an end to this, you know. This match we got here is also going to be a bit of a long one. We got a war match, which is just pretty much a fatal 4-way elimination match. Man, I wish Taka Michinoku would look at somebody else, maybe.
These fans are going to blow the top off this arena.
Jeez, what a mess. Sucks too. I wish that the characters in career mode would also like just randomly switch outfits in the game, just, you know, so that way like when you face guys multiple times the outfit changes, or it could just be a random outfit or something that you face somebody in. Would have had some nice variety in my opinion.
They lock horns. Into the ropes. Wow. Booyah! Out like a light. Hey, look! The lights are on, but no one's home.
Come on, Taka. Jeez, this is getting ridiculous. No need to break up that pin, but of course Taka, you know, had to go and break up that pin. He's been out for me this whole time. It's so funny how they just kind of just stand there and not do anything.
Tangled up.
Although it is annoying when they just randomly start looking at you. Great, now we got a freaking handicap match affair going on here instead. Jeez Louise, I don't even know if that was intentional or not, but it was still annoying. Damn, Billy Gunn's just been sitting there keeling this whole time.
Tell me when it's over.
I remember when I think it was Billy Gunn and Ken Shamrock were feuding in early 1999, because I think Ken Shamrock showed Ryan Shamrock, or no, I almost got that wrong. It was Billy Gunn who showed Ryan Shamrock his ass for some reason, because she wanted to see it. Like, I don't know, it's funny, but like the Attitude Era, especially early on and stuff like that, they had such weird kind of cringy stuff looking back on it now. But then again, I guess that's really just anything you kind of watch, you know, from a bygone era and stuff like that. They were just kind of, I wouldn't say chasing the trends at the time, but I think it was clear as day, you know, it was just, it was a different time for that kind of stuff. I've already gone into that stuff in nauseam, but I'm not really talking about like the bad storylines, like, you know, the Mae Young hand or the freaking miscarriage or anything like that. I'm talking more just like, you know, the way that they portrayed like Taka Michinoku and Funaki, like their feud with APA, where they would keep trying to be nice to the APA, but and like all they would just say is just so sorry, so sorry, so sorry, so sorry. You know, like that's, I don't know. I always just thought that was kind of cringe. The Rock, you know, saying things in Chinese though, that's always an all-time classic in my opinion. Man, these guys got nothing to say. Also, choppy, wee wee. Like, I don't know. Like, I just never. I think it's the English stuff is funny, but like, I just never really thought that stuff was ever too funny. If that makes sense. Like, I'm more in like the modern day anime-ish kind of like mockery of it. Yeah, nice try there, son. I seen that. Thought I could maybe get him to walk into that one. I would go for a pin, but I know that Billy Gunn's gonna just be an asshole. Yeah, nice try, Papa Nicker boy. Man, It's amazing how I just struggled to say basic words. Pumpernickel boy is what I meant to say in reference to SpongeBob. But hey, that's why, you know, I'm not a big Let's Player here. But that's alright, I just do this stuff for fun. Plus to catalog my games and stuff, but once again, just like that other Attitude Era stuff, I've gone over all this stuff before. Yeah, that's right. Help me for a change, Billy Gunn. I don't know, I actually liked Billy Gunn a lot in 1998. I could, like, they gave you little glimpses of what he could do. You know, maybe he'd be like a tag partner for Stone Cold in a match, or, you know, when he was given the ball a little bit in like a main event-ish kind of role. But I think what kind of ruined him was, like, when he was badass Billy Gunn, it wasn't really all that bad at all. You know, it was just a cool nickname, and he could go, and he was strong, and he was fast and athletic and all that other stuff. But then, like, I mean, I don't know. People like to say that, oh no, he just wasn't a good tag wrestler and this or that. Or, I mean, he was just a tag wrestler and he didn't have the cardio, and it was his asthma and stuff like that. I don't know if I agree with that. I think it was you know, they changed it to where, you know, it was,
you piss me off.
instead of badass Billy Gunn, it was Mr. Ass for some reason. And yeah, it was goofy and it was memorable and you know, campy in a good way, but at the same time, you know, like, you can't, nobody's ever going to take a main event wrestler seriously when his name is literally Mr. Ass. And then after that, I mean, I think the magic was just kind of gone. You know, in 1998, you know, there wasn't as big, you know, of a roster at the time. You know, like Mark Marrow and you know, freaking, Mark Marrow, you know, he was like a big deal at the time. Jeff Jarrett, when he was with Tennessee Lee, was like a big mid-card deal. You know, guys like that were considered, you know, potential future main eventers and stuff like that. So, I mean, the competition wasn't as heavy. And granted, you still had guys like The Rock and Triple H and Mankind and stuff like that, but I think it was just an issue with, like, once he lost his momentum and that feud with The Rock, which I also don't think was directly because of, you know, that promo that the Rock did on Billy Gunn. I think it was just, you know, Billy Gunn, unfortunately, once again, he lost his momentum because the feud didn't really amount to much. It was just really, just look back at it and you just, you know, people kind of talk about that promo, but you just look back at that feud and there was just nothing there, you know. The Brock had, you know, the Billy Gunn was just talking about how great his ass was and how handsome his ass was and all that weird stuff, and he let some girl massage his ass or something, so then The Rock paid the girl to, you know, like, give him an ass rash or something like that, to give, I forget exactly what she used, but like his ass had an allergic reaction to the to whatever she put on there. I think it was like poison ivy, actually. And it's like, dude, like, I get it, it was like the Russo era and like that's what they thought would work and stuff like that, but no, there was no way that was ever going to be a main event like feud and worth talking about after the fact, you know. So it just killed all of what momentum Billy Gunn had. A lot of people say it also may have been because Billy Gunn was overexposed. I don't think so. At least I don't remember him being around on the show all that much as people remember, but I don't know. I think when it came to like the one Billy Gunn and you know, all that stuff, I just think that it just wasn't the same, you know. It's very tough to capture lightning in a bottle, you know what I mean? But then we got a SummerSlam belt match. Finally here, folks. Intercontinental Championship match. So once we take this guy out, Bradshaw, who it's kind of surprising when you think about it. I don't think he was ever Intercontinental Champion at that time. I think he eventually won it later on in his career, like his JBL and stuff like that. But like Bradshaw, you know, he just was never like a Intercontinental caliber guy during the Attitude Era, I guess. I think he was more associated with the hardcore division. But I figured, you know, whenever I do a pay-per-view, I'm going to try and show an entrance or something like that. Just because, you know, the stage is all different. You got all those pretty little logos on there. And then you got the aprons that, you know, even though this game was released in 1999, they got all the aprons from 1997 for some reason. When they could have, like, there's no way. They even got the logos for, like, 1998 SummerSlam. I don't understand. It would have been really cool, too, for the Create Arena mode to have, you know, 1997 and 1998 aprons. Like, they have the logos, so why not give you the apron options? It was just so weird to me. And they even have, like, the yellow WrestleMania 15, you know, or logos or whatever for, like, the, you know, the scaffolding and stuff like that. So I just don't really understand what the thinking was for not including those as apron options, especially since it was literally just a simple color palette swap. Because, you know, I didn't say WrestleMania 15 or anything like that.
Bradshaw is getting an attitude adjustment. Stone Cold lost his balance. No!
But I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think held Billy Gunn back from being a main eventer? Do you think that he just didn't have it? Do you think it was a lack of momentum? Do you think it was a wrong gimmick? Do you think it was, you know, it could have been all those things, really. You know, because he was really popular with the New Age Outlaws. But it was also, if we're being honest, the Road Dogg was the mic guy, you know, in the New Age Outlaws. So, I don't know. I think there was just a lot of issues that Billy Gunn unfortunately had as to why he was not a main eventer. But I think you just look at the roster of 1999, and they tried to elevate quite a few of those mid-carders into, like, you know, top roles. And maybe you could argue a little bit that, you know, his politics, you know, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, you know, all three of those guys were extremely protective of their spots. And I don't know, that probably had to do with it. But I mean, like, Val Venis had a shot. I forget if I talked about this on the channel or not. I feel like I have, just in case I'll go over it anyway. But, you know, Val Venis had a feud with Mick Foley, I think at No Mercy 1999, where he stole Mick Foley's sock and just put it in his pants to, you know, make it seem like his, you know, Big Val Boski was bigger than it was, I guess, for some reason. British Bulldog was involved in the same feud because it was Rock and Sock at the time. So he was feuding with The Rock at the time, and that was when the British Bulldog really just first came back to the WWF. And it's really sad because you could tell they actually did want to give him his opportunity at that time, but the Bulldog just, you know, he didn't have what it took at that time, you know, unfortunately. And a big part of it was just his injury to his back and stuff like that. Another thing is, if we're being honest, like I always had a difficult time understanding the British Bulldog, and I used to think it was because of his British accent. But like, I think when I kind of really listen to what it is, I think it's more he slurs his words and stuff like that. So I think it's probably like a soma issues and maybe drinking issues and stuff like that as well, unfortunately. And it just seemed like, you know, the Bulldog was always drugged out of his mind and stuff like that. But obviously, you know, he didn't have any very good promo skills or anything like that. He couldn't go the same way they used to. And also, it's kind of something you don't really notice too much. But like, when you look back at like 1999, like, you realize just how short the British Bulldog is too. So I'm sure Vince probably seen that and he's like, oh man, he's big and strong and built, but damn it, he's only 5'10". But, you know, honestly, the most famous thing they had there was his feud with The Rock was the dog poo match or whatever. And honestly, like, him and Triple H had a match. I forget if it was for the WWF title or if it was for a shot at the WWF title. But, you know, Rock was special guest referee, and, you know, 1, 2, it doesn't matter if The Rock counts to 3, of course. You know, that's one of my favorite special guest referee matches.
What to do?
But yeah, I mean, I think after that, the Bulldog just kind of managed to posse, you know, Mean Street Posse until like maybe December. I know they had like a match at like Survivor Series where their team just kind of got pretty much decimated by like some random makeshift team of like, you know, mid-carders. I think the only guys that got eliminated was maybe Gangrel. do to the Bulldog and stuff like that. But I mean, it was just already over at that point for the poor Bulldog and stuff. And really, he was probably a guy that just needed some time away from wrestling and to kind of hopefully get control of his demons and stuff like that. And I don't know, apparently he was trained to becoming, you know, for a comeback, you know, before his death, unfortunately. But I mean, I just didn't see it as something that would have been good for him, you know, regardless. Obviously, you know, he did pass away, unfortunately, so I just think that it was someone who, you know, needed to take time off and get clean, hopefully, and take care of his body and all that other stuff. But I think it was kind of like an early case of like a Chris Benoit when you think about it. Just, you know, he obviously didn't, you know, take it out on other people and stuff, but he was probably someone, you know, they say that Chris Benoit's heart was so enlarged he probably would have had a heart attack and stuff like that. So probably a similar situation with the Bulldog, I would imagine.
They lock horns.
Jeez, but then obviously, like, we already went over Billy Gunn in 1999, then Ken Shamrock, you know, I think people mostly associate with him with 1998, and that was definitely his biggest year, you know. He even had a WWF title match with Stone Cold on Raw, I remember, and I remember that being a pretty good match, but, you know, people don't really talk about that very much. And even 1997, he got a shot at Shawn Michaels' belt at Degeneration X in Your House and stuff like that, so he got quite a few shots at the WWF title. But like I mentioned, I think a previous video, you know, Ken Shamrock, you know, I think his last shot at, like, you know, main event status was his match with the Undertaker and stuff like that. And I think, jeez, I can't remember the pay-per-view. It wasn't Revenge of Taker, and I don't think it was Judgment Day either, but it was like a 1999 pay-per-view. I think it was after Backlash, because I'm pretty sure the Undertaker was the WWF champion. Maybe he was fully loaded? Yeah, I just can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody in the comments going to have to shout it out what that pay-per-view event was that Undertaker took on Ken Shamrock. And it wasn't like, you know, Ken Shamrock, you know, I'm sure he would have still had quite a few storylines and stuff like that. You know, obviously he went on and feuded with Steve Blackman, which was clearly, obviously it gave Steve Blackman something to do, but it was clearly something, you know, a storyline based around getting Ken Shamrock over, you know, the whole Hitman storyline. Then there was, of course, you know, his feud with Chris Jericho before, you know, Chris Jericho ended up going out and stuff like that. So, or I mean, Ken Shamrock ended up leaving the company and stuff like that. But apparently, Ken Shamrock, according to like Jim Ross, said his heart just wasn't in it anymore. And it was probably, I think, you know, Ken Shamrock even admitted that once Brett left, you know, he just wasn't the same guy anymore, because I guess his like connection kind of went down and his friend left. And he had a tough time trusting the company and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I think there might even be some, you know, Al Snow got a taste of the main event in 1999. Obviously, you know, he had his feud with The Rock and that weird jealous rivalry thing they had with Mankind and stuff like that. Big Boss, man, he got his shot, you know, at the WWF title, you know, during his feud with the Big Show, which I already went over. I think they just stopped doing anything that had to do with that feud in the last month and stuff like that. And yeah, it was pretty campy, but I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was entertaining for what it was. But man, yeah, that was a terrible match they had at Armageddon. But it didn't do the Big Show any favors either, unfortunately.
1, 2.
All right. Well, I think we only got one more defending match here tonight, folks, before we can move on to the WWF Title League. And we'll get a quick glance at what's going to be, you know, available for next video and stuff like that. I'm going to take a look at the rankings after this.
There's the tie-up. What athleticism. Stone Cold dishes one out. They tangle. Stone Cold had the leverage.
Boy, this is quite a back and forth contest here. Damn, he's actually kind of giving it to me a little bit. He's actually beating me, theoretically. But I think his luck's about to take a turn for the worse now. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon.
Stone Cold is seeing double. He can't even cover up.
God damn. Well, he was the Intercontinental Champion. Look at how messed up his armband texture looks. Yeah, nice try there, buddy boy.
Bradshaw breaks into a sweat. He needs to get tough. Booyah! Out like a light. Here comes some more.
Open up a can of whoop ass on him.
Bradshaw,
Oh yeah, now it's finished.
Pandemonium gone wild. Why don't you get in there and wrestle, Shane?
This should do some major damage here, folks.
Bradshaw takes the
Alright, I gotta hit him with I thought it was supposed to be ×4 whenever the crowd chants for you. Boy, the game did not know how to react for that one.
Bradshaw's in a tough spot now. Stop! Stop! Stop!
Alright, let's go for the rare top rope move.
He takes off!
See, I can mix up my offense every now and then. Stone Cold Stunner. That did not do nearly as much damage as I thought.
The fans are going crazy. Stone Cold is really giving them their
And that's all she wrote for this one, folks. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out next week's episode on Wrestling Wednesday. But above all else, please remember to have a nice day.